Nice talk, isn't it?
Yeah, I can understand it.
And GX and MKOI really turning up the heat for game number 3. Let's go. Pick ban starts with Yone, and what a surprise. Double AD carry taken off the board. And last game, it was slim pickings after the hyper carries were all the way gone. Let's see if this game's the same thing as we groove out. This is my favorite pick ban music, by the way. This should be ramped up. Like, this should just be the pick ban.
I appreciate that. I can just see you turning it up and me not.
No, you're up, Dagda. You are 90% of my eardrums all the time. I just want the disco at 80.
I do like the bans coming through from GIANTX, Yunara, Premier AD carry now that we picked game 3. Also, Myrwn has looked fantastic when he gets his hands on the Mbessa, so a bit of a takeaway from him, and also something that is very good at starting these fights. I do wonder if we start to see things like the Vi still being banned away, or if teams are happy now with a lot of the more skirmish-heavy junglers in the early stages gone. They're happy to just answer with the Maokai. That's the FLICKR message.
The EU trip, yeah. I was going to say, we got some shout-outs. Vi taken away, okay. And it does mean like the EU tree does rise up with things like the Vi also added into the list, so it's a worthwhile mention. I'm trying to think, Dagda, of other B1s here, with Cassante down, with Azir down, with some of the high priority carries down. Anything else we want to throw in there before we slap into game 1?
Annie? Oh, Annie is taken off the board. I still think, yeah, Rumble up there. Still up and available if they want to try and go for it, especially with Gwen taken away. Maybe that is your opportunity to try and look for that. You go Rumble, Maokai, open up with Lucian then.
Jax is open for the first time though. Do you think GX will lock in Jax B1? Like, is it really that strong for Lot? One of his best champions, but usually into the Gwen matchup, it's an option.
The other option is a Ryze first pick.
Ooh, I like that.
Jojo, quite strong on the Ryze. He was kind of the premier mid laner that was playing it, coming off the back of spring. But it is going to be the Rumble. So I still think Ryze an option here, especially with a lot of the longer range carries in the mid lane gone. There it is. That can really punish him. And now you can opt in towards a bit more of a team or a skirmish jungler if you'd like to, or just go back towards a Maokai, Sejuani, pick up something in the AD carry role if you're also interested.
I feel like the Maokai follow-up Poppy picked up instead. Note that Myrwn doesn't have the Aurora to run in this Rumble matchup. I feel like Lot had it available earlier, but in game 1 it was the blind pick top lane to kind of negate this Rumble, as we were talking to Caps. So now how does GX comp look? How does it piece together? Normally we see things like Jarvan, right, with pairings with immobile mages or immobile AD carries. We don't have an AD carry yet as the Maokai you already talked about. Why even question it? There's Yone too, okay. A nice pairing, a nice scale on GX to Way.
The Poppy early though is still a flex here for MKOI. Could send it down to the bottom lane for Alvaro, because I imagine for GIANTX they're still looking at things like the Alistar maybe in this bottom side to be another engage tool, or at least a follow-up engage alongside the Maokai. Like the Ornn though, that was kind of where my eyes were drifting for MKOI. Just take a easy front-to-back team fight and just open up for Supa, who at least game 2 was playing absolutely fantastically, and you still have many things that can be in that carry position from the bottom lane.
As Jinx gets taken away, Ziggs is an early ban here from MKOI, thinking maybe they're worried about hyper carries in lanes or something that Ziggs can outrange. Do you get rid of things like Caitlyn? I'm trying to think. Dagda go down the list. Aphelios we've talked about before already.
Jinx, Aphelios, Senna maybe. It depends on if you are going to flex this Poppy to the jungle, because to the support role. I think you need a bit more of a stronger presence in the jungle if you want to go for that route. But we'll have to see exactly what the answers are going to be. I still think, you can go for Lucian if you really want to in that bottom side. Caitlyn's still fine. Misfortune, even not the worst, when you can get the follow-up with the Ornn ultimate as well.
And with something that has good engage as well, there's a lot of keep them there tools too. Corki taken down. Aphelios just going to be slammed here. Immediately, they are playing front to back on MKOI.
Yeah, this is a very bog standard composition.
Yeah.
On the upside for GIANTX, very much a I like the Jhin more than I like kind of anything else here. I think it sets up well for being able to have not self-peel, but operate from such a long distance that the team fight doesn't team fight stats from MKOI shouldn't be able to interact with him too much. Bard, a good interrupt as well, especially for 2 immobile carries in the back line. So GIANTX, I like the adaptation when it comes to their 4-5s here.
They also have long range with this Bard too. But Is it going to be enough of an engaged tool here, Dagda? That's a question I'll ask you in a second for GX and how it's composed. For MKOI, what's their option? Is it going to be a Poppy support, or is that going to Elyoya in jungle? We talked about engage. Maybe it comes to an Alistar here to round it out. Blitzcrank pick. Would it be too long? But, I mean, Thresh. Yeah, that pairing is normally better.
So I like the Blitz for the Spice. I think the Thresh, okay, I was going to say,
Alistar
would have been better for the Lantern. Both for, so when the Bardo comes down, maybe you can try and reposition after coming out of the Bardos. You can hook any champions that are standing around your carry to try and bring them out. Alistar going to try and do something similar, which is just ult and then play peel, right? That is basically the goal here. I think though with the amount of frontline MKOI already has, maybe the Thresh was a bit excessive, and that's probably their thought process.
Okay.
And they can just look for bounce house galore when it comes to their team fights.
Lay it up so that Jojo and Supa can smack it down. GX on the other side, we see long range built in with the Jhin, with the Bard, right? There's a lot of R buttons, go buttons that Dagda, once it's down, what's your concern here with GX's draft?
Actually, I like GIANTX's draft as well. I think, again, you've got both, as you say, the long range, fantastic.
Yeah.
Both engage tools, essentially in the ultimates from the AD carry and support. You've got good side laning, you've got strong team fights, and as long as you can set up with either the Bard ult or the Maokai ultimate, the Jhin setup works well in allowing both of them. I think you have ways of starting fights on your terms, and especially if you can blow an early summoner spell on towards Supa or Jojo, they just become the target for a fight. And think about the amount of AoEs, CC or damage that can just be lined up over the top of it.
And if you do get lined up by GX, the shred, man, you're right. It's exciting, it's good comps from both sides. GX MKOI, final game. The win decided in the series, single round robin, best of 3. Fearless always delivers, doesn't it? People argue Fearless. I will never understand. The pros always outweigh the cons for me, and I don't care what anyone says. Dagda, you don't have to weigh in on this. I will just tell you that I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely made things more interesting.
Oh yeah.
So,
I like interest. Like who doesn't?
Look, I am glad that we only got Talia Azir for game 1.
True. Otherwise, we'd have 3 games in a row. Azir Corki, Azir Corki, Azir Corki. What's happening game 4? Azir Corki. No longer. It's nice. MKOI cheeky invade, but easy for the Bard here to just Cosmic Binding, send him away. Nothing really that different. There's a Phase Rush Alistar on my screen instead of Spellbook. So Alvaro is going to get his combo and then just run out. Yo, that beef is on a delivery schedule.
It's more, I think, so that then you can actually keep up with Jhin or Noah if you ever get that combo off. So when you get the combo, you immediately hit with your E. That's 3 procs of Phase Rush. And it means you get to stay in range of the enemy with your Phase Rush movement speed to actually get that auto attack off. Because otherwise you kind of go for the combo. Jhin or Noah can slow you down, and it's a bit more difficult to keep in the fight. So it's more about, I think, for MKOI, the chase down, as they realize, like, if they're the ones finding the fight on their terms, it's very easy to try and take over a fight as long as you can keep in pace with GIANTX.
Quick note, Jackie's is mismatching the lane. If you can't already see it in front of your screen. So Jackie's is top, running into the Ornn matchup, which as soon as he gets played as Ruin King for that Ornn, that will be terror. But also, Lot running into the Ryze. Smart move from GX, maybe into more favorable matchups so that Ornn can't chill against Lot.
I think it makes it a little bit more difficult for Loss. One of the things that Rumble doesn't like is things that can outrange him.
Yeah.
Oftentimes you'll see him struggle against things like the Jace and those kind of things, and you'll see them taken off the board when you want to go for Rumble. Jojo going to have a much simpler time in getting this damage underneath the tower. Plus, about, I want to say 4 patches ago now, maybe 5, probably 4, where Rumble's magic resist got nerfed as well.
It did,
so specifically into something like a Ryze, he's going to struggle, and you're already kind of seeing that in the matchup.
So maybe it's about Captain Jackie's then. Maybe the matchup there, the allocation is more about this Yone. Interesting choice regardless, as you're right, Jojo zoning off one hell of a lot. And that's 4 CS to 14. Observers, you're going to have to do the little switchy thing. You're going to have to move the mouse and click that and move that down, because I will not deal with it. I want to see my Rumble versus the Ryze.
Also, the lack of being able to access the door and shield makes this worse as well. So you have second wind on both Jackie's and Loss, but Jackie's will be able to continuously get that healing from the second wind, whereas you don't really have that. Sure, you got the 2 potions for Lot, but he's already burned through both of them.
True.
And now is not really in the best of spots. Jojo will look for the quick reset and TP back in, but I imagine we're going to need some early, well, something from Lot to try and keep him safe here.
Jackies, so far, by the way, he's doing okay in the lane, but Myrwn's just keeping up fine. Alvaro bumped a little bit. Nora and Jhin, so far, their laning phases have been pretty good. A kill in both Game 1 and Game 2. Let's see if we can get the full trifecta as Elyoya just passing through mid. Scuttle's going to go down, and he's off towards the top.
I like this move from Elyoya, though. It's Jojo's already got the reset. Lot couldn't crash the wave. So now Jojo is in a great spot to either just crash this wave and deny Lot the reset, and they can test for second scuttle, which you can see he actually sniped away on that top side. Or no, actually, sorry, he didn't quite get it.
Almost.
But it means that Lot has to take the reset now, and he can protect Jojo in the mid lane as Jojo crashes the wave and tries to make Lot lose, or Jackies lose a bit of CS. Lost a bit of CS. This is
no, you're right. It's okay. It's also because their portraits are mismatched. It's like, man, how's actually the CS going? 9 behind is Lot. Remember, into Jojo, he's just trying to step up. Electro harpoon the wave and then hope that Jojo just doesn't chain him. A little bit nicer when he can walk away from the combo of Essence Flux there and use Jojo's mana as much as possible, but he's also got a tier now, so Jojo gets that little bit more annoying.
You can see, though, 22 CS to the 35. Jojo's in a fantastic spot. And for Ryze, this is perfect. You get to farm up, you get a wave that you can push in mid, get access to the map. And I think that's where, again, we'll start to see that trending down towards the bottom side of the, bottom side of the map, and see if you can enable Supa to get snowballing on this. Aphelios has just gone for the reset. No wordy Cole, but I think that makes sense in this matchup specifically because you do have a lot of damage that can come through from Noah, and you want to be able to match that in some of these trades.
But meanwhile, in solo lanes, Jojo's coming top. Quick back from Jackies, but there's no room prison or interrupt of any of the sort that can come through. Jackies might be going towards mid as Myrwn and Lot are now the mid laners. And we're going to TP top. Jackie's going to continue to match this and make sure he doesn't lose that wave.
I'm surprised. I thought they'd try and get Lot on the reset here and maybe try and move him up into that top side, or even just immediately push into that top lane. But the fact that now you've already got that early Negatron cloak built from Myrwn, he's going to be delighted to fight off against Lot because you kind of bypass a lot of that early pressure. Whereas when you look across at Jojo, he's got the early tier. He's going to be fine to just match up against the Yone.
No ulti for Jackies yet. He's getting close to it though. Jojo, he'll get whipped a little bit if this minion goes down, and indeed it does. Jojo hits him, and Jackies no knock-up. Otherwise that ulti would have been triggered. Kill threat coming through as Jojo knows that he steps back.
You do have to be a little careful of Jojo just because of the extended lane. In mid lane, it's much more difficult for Jackies to chase the Ryze down because of that shorter lane. When you're in a side lane, it becomes a lot more difficult, I'll say, as Jackies.
There it is, knocks up, the Q hits, and under turret, Jackies close. Jojo flashed away. One more auto, that would have been death, as now junglers are getting in it because top is getting busy.
Jojo needs to try and get the reset off. Jackie's going to try and shove a wave and make sure that at least MKOI lose something off the back of this. You see Elyoya even moving up to the top side to try and keep his mid laner safe. Great job from Jackies, and this is what I'm talking about. In an extended lane, you can chase down the Ryze for a longer period of time than you can in that mid lane.
Also, it makes you think as well, maybe just Jackies wanted to be in that extended lane regardless of who matched it or not. And with Jackies getting that push away, as you said, Jojo had to pay caution. He backed a little bit later, now just getting back on the map. It's enabled to push up from Jackies, wave being denied, and Myrwn doesn't have teleport to get that full minion wave, so you can see the denial with mid laners, aka Lot and Jojo being even now. Jackies versus Myrwn is in a good state too.
However, you've got Jackies moving to the top side into Myrwn, who's got all this magic resist, which means the Yone going to have a great time against the Ornn. Whereas when you look across at Lot, he's the one that's really going to be struggling as he tries to go up against Jojopyun because he's now got back into a similar position. So Jackies definitely in a fantastic spot off the back of this early game. It's going to be Lot who's going to struggle a bit.
I will say, Haunted Guys, nice, and as it gets to Leandries, that'll be nice going into Jojo, a health stacker. So that's something to look forward to if that first item makes a difference. But regardless, as you said, Jojo so far in this matchup has had that range advantage. It has been fully about this lane swap. We've had a big focus on it. Just remember, MKOI have got the Dragon, and Grubs are coming up in 5 seconds. So that's the next focus here. GIANTX do have top control thanks to Jackies, and that should lead them into starting off these Grubs.
Yeah, and you are probably sitting at home going, well, the mid laners are even on gold. The top laners essentially even on gold after Myrwn.
You must look differently.
Why does it matter? But it's because you've got a tank in the top side who's happy to lose out a little bit of this gold, whereas for Lot, he wants to be doing damage, and Alvaro found him.
Movement speed, trample, Lot gonna flash. Realm Warp used from MKOI. Let's find out if it's an overcommit, Dagda, because Grubs are gone anyway, but they have, because of the pressure, opened up Supa for bot.
Yeah, this was what they wanted, to get Supa control of this bottom side, deny Lot access to the wave. Now Isma trying to move in towards mid, so then they maybe can corner off Jojo from accessing the mid lane again. Jojo just able to scrape past, it looks like, unless Isma wants to open up with the ult. It doesn't look like that'll be the case.
Magical Trumpet Man is just roaming around now. Tempered Fate is available for him. And Jojo has to be careful with no Realm Warp, with no flash available. Ranged engage that we talked about in draft, those tools that can be used to set up the fight. GIANTX's forte here can punish flashes so much easier. Jojo, as he steps up, Deadly Fire is good dodge away as GIANTX's bot lane now hovers. We are in the master of lane swaps this game. It's nice. We've not just gone for the normal, let's send bot 2v1 into top laners. We've gone, no, let's send our top laner into mid. Let's swap it around and put top laners mid. Let's put our 2v2 into mid lane as well. Everyone likes to dance in this game.
And now AD carry top lane.
Ooh, new meta.
Yeah. Try kind of the old one.
Junglers go bot. Let's put them in a lane next.
Base.
Jhin, where is the journey taking us? Okay, through that. Awesome skin, by the way. I love the little gate on the magical journey. Is Isma. He's not even going to get his own scuttle. Bramblescrash disengaged, flashes over the wall. He wanted to walk over the top, but the gravitum on Supa forces the summoner.
Summoner on Isma gone. Good Bramble Smash, as he said, to deny Elyoya the charge into the wall. Yeah. Again, though, Alvaro working with Supa gets a ton of this CS in the top side, so Supa going to be able to answer for some of the early CS that's already been picked up by Noah. Should be able to get off the early plates. That's why you're seeing the even gold. Although Noah actually going to be offered a little bit more of a CS lead than I thought on this top side. But again, those early turret plates, denying that access to the lane for Lot is paying off for Supa here.
Now, quick note, Dragon up in 25 seconds and first items are coming on board, but it really is about who can hit the mark first. Collective from Supa getting close. Whereas Noah here as well. Serrated Dirk sitting in inventory with Rectrix. Both AD carry is not really moving anywhere yet. Jackie's is my concern though, because there's Blade of the Ruined King on the way. Now, let's see how far away he is. It's just disengaged from grab.
That's what I was going to say. If I'm... Oh, Noah.
No, let's find out. There's a route there, but Jojo wants to get out. There's a flash from Jhin. Cosmic Binding doesn't connect. Then bumped away mid-ulti. Jackie's just hit a wall. Elyoya not going to get 4 shots. Supa, or rather Noah, excuse me, kind of missed everything there. Jackie's ult, I mean, that's some Neo stuff right there.
Yeah, Jackie's is running home after that one. That was incredible from Elyoya. Just about able to keep Jojopyun safe. And that was key, because I was about to say, I think for GIANTX, they're in a really good spot off of these one-item spikes. Your Rod of Ages, your only magic resist on Myrwn going in towards Jackie's and also the AD damage from the Jhin. But Jojo,
instant
good roll
TP
here. The TP comes through. But what a hit. Like, sidestep from Jojo, sidestep again, and the hit. Barely keeping Jojopyun safe. That was so well played by the mid jungle from MKOI.
That was kind of insane.
And even in mid, that push also got more resources for Supa as he got more turret plates again. So that's where you're seeing the 300 gold lead open up for him. Still though, I think if I'm MKOI, I'm more again trying to play for push in mid and put pressure on towards the top side of the map. See if maybe you can get a turret plate or two here. I think Dragon, just with the item spikes for GIANTX, is a bit too strong.
I agree with that. I mean, GIANTX, second Dragon's up now. Their first one, if they can layer down that CC, but I will say, there is no ulti from Jackie. Noah, he doesn't have his curtain call either. Small trade into Jojo. Yes, the Ryze top might be a benefit here with no TP and only a Realm Warp.
I think it's a bit of a mistake from GIANTX though, putting Lot into this bottom side.
Yeah.
I think they should have sent Jackie's to bot. Lot has that TP advantage, put him into the top end. That means that you can try and TP in. With Jackie's not there, I think for MKOI, you'd actually be pretty happy that you've got the strength to go for Dragon. Yeah,
I was going to say, that's a free trade because of the TP top, and Jojo's getting some support. It depends on what Alvaro can do here with a flash and ulti available. Nature's Grasp. Isma's probably going to pull the ulti out of Alvaro. No, he holds onto it for a bit, and Jojo sits here with flash available. GIANTX committing hard. Equalizer down on the cow. You're overcooking him a little bit. Tempered Fate, he flashes into it. As meanwhile, Jojo just stands and delivers. Alvaro now no ulti up.
The Jojo ends up going. Oh, hang on, play him.
Noah could be in trouble. He's reloading. Elyoya bops him off. Supa is going to get some turret plating through mid, and they got the dragon. Dagda, you're going to have to tell me about that interaction.
So the ultimate from Jhin hitting Jojopyun means that he can't complete the ultimate to get them both out to safety. But Ornn now into the top side makes it fine.
Noah stepped up to this caliber and flash away from Supa. Deadly Fire doesn't connect. Call the Force God doesn't either. It's a curtain call time. Elyoya sends the ulti, flashes away, gets hit eventually. Supa dodges first blood at 13.5 minutes, and we're starting to play the saxophone a bit.
GIANTX able to make that play work. It looked so many pieces were nearly falling into position on both sides of the board, but it's GIANTX were able to, off of that play in top, move to mid because Myrwn had to move top to try and cover a potential dive. They get the numbers advantage on mid, and numbers advantage on boss.
He's caught out. He has no flash up against the wall. He'll just take it from Jojo. Hex flash over, and Alvaro will help secure a nice pop back with trample too, but Jojo needs to get his rotation down. Magical Journey, the help lot taken through, and Jhin, the hero of lot.
A necessary journey for Jhin there, both for Jhin and for Lot to make sure that he could survive. Still though, it will mean that push on bottom side comes through for Jojopyun. Wave a little bit off. No TP available. You will continue to lose out as GIANTX.
We're starting to get antsy in this game, and I love it. Now, let's have another objective to fight over. Right, say yes. 20 seconds. Top left. Let's have a go. Herald's coming up. Jackie's into Myrwn. Now as Blade of the Ruined King, things get a little bit harder. Bramble's going to help, but not that much with Kenny Rookern.
This time around, though, it's MKOI who have that teleport advantage. Jojo putting pressure on the bot side means that he can always TP in towards this Rift Herald engagement if they need to. MKOI also push on mid and damage onto Jhin. This should be MKOI securing the objective.
Supa did just pop Ghost for what it's worth, so next fight around Dragon, Supa probably won't have that Ghost or Flash available. Herald being started off, GX coming in, Tempered Fate back up and available, Deadly Flourish trying to pull out the Alvaro Alders. Smite's going to be used. Isma gets a bit of a slow here, and Nature's Grass comes out. He has no Smite to steal the Herald, but maybe they want to fight. Bramble's beautiful onto Alvaro with his ulti. Tempered Fate buys time, and GIANTX are playing in front to back as a Cosmic Binding from out of this world. Alvaro shoves to get kaput as a Twisted Advance on the back. Noah is hitting fours. Jhin runs in, and with a Deadly Flourish, the bot lane playing insane. Jojo is hitting big though. He brings the fight back a bit for MKOI, but GIANTX are really feeling the blood rush.
GIANTX go 2 for 3 in the fight, and they actually do it in a 4 versus 5. That was huge for them to be able to take that, and great positioning and kiting back was the source of that win.
Now Herald does go to MKOI because Isma smited Elyoya in the fight, but he could see the demon.
This was really well played by GIANTX though. Use your range, slowly work them down. Elyoya also kind of moving in, but again, you buy so much space here. Supa not able to hit. You've also got Jojopyun Jackie's who's keeping Myrwn out of this top fight. The ultimate from Jhin hitting onto so many members means that Elyoya and Alistar end up getting separated in the fight, and it becomes an absolute mess for MKOI as they desperately try to get some sort of damage back. But you're losing this fight, you're losing the bot terror, and everything is going with you.
I didn't even realize in the fight because so many heads butting, but the 4v5 win is kind of crazy from GIANTX. Like, yeah, a bit of glaze coming their way because MKOI got the Herald, but still, that was just kind of gnarly to take on.
But that's the power of what we were talking about in the draft for GIANTX. The ability to buy space with this Maokai ultimate, with this Bard ultimate as well, makes it really difficult for short-range carries that we're down a Ghost, as you pointed out beforehand, to get into position. It's hard to deal your damage if GIANTX have not jumped in on top. Now,
the one downside is that a lot of summoners were burnt. Jackie's the only one with Flash available that I can see. Lots is coming up soon with TP. Jackie's will not have that set TP because Dragon's coming up, third one in 20 seconds, and MKOI, they know that GX will not afford to give this away. A play being made on top side by Jhin, and Jackie's is Alvaro, not the true target. It's onto Jojo again. Jackie's misses a couple of blades though. First getting good from Jojo here, even with a lost chapter. Flash available, forces out of Jackie's as well. Trying to overload this man in the mid lane is Jhin. Magical Journey, Tempered Fate dodge. T1 flashes the logo as we get an ulti interrupted. Jackie sends it into Jojo though, trying to hit everything he can, but as he runs away, Jackie has kited through. The minion wave gets in, and Alvaro gets out. Herald dropped mid in the meantime, and GIANTX commit to the Bruiser top play.
GIANTX end up getting the kill. MKOI were starting to shift mid to make a play on towards the mid lane, but GIANTX had already rotated top. Now though, MKOI using that mid pressure will secure themselves the Dragon. It's a 2v3. I don't really think GIANTX want to contest this.
Is it going to be worth it in the long run? GIANTX, the gold trade for Soul Point this early on. Nature's Grasp available for Isma. He's looking at an angle. They don't get mid-turret. Call the Forge God. A play after the fact. It double hits. Isma slowed down. Searing Charge. Bellows Breath. Bombs for a few. Isma one hit away. Double ulti. Set up for the Shuriken from Supa. GIANTX are too far gone though. They're back off in the play. Deadly Flourish. Curtain call. Now onto Supa, but Myrwn in front of them all. Jhin. No magical journey. Cosmic Binding. Whatever you want to call it. The magic is gone, and GIANTX now facing Soul Point, and that's Soul in 4 minutes 30.
So MKOI are consistently trying to overload certain parts of the map and drop this bottom side to make those plays happen. Couldn't get it on the first rotation moving in towards mid. We see GIANTX make the big play on top. Then they try to make it happen. So you can see here, they'd already started to shift people in towards the mid lane, but this is where GIANTX had already started to shift into the top side. Lot having that TP and that great ward in behind means as Jojo flashes forward, they know that they can go for the big play, and just the heal used by Alvaro doesn't quite get the range for Jackies to finish off with the Q. Great ultimate from Jackies here, and then using the E to buy space means that he's able to survive, and they manage to pick off Jojopyun. But obviously now you've got MKOI realize, hey, we can go for that Dragon. So it's kills, bit of map presence, but Jojo, dot.
Oh, he's hit! He's hit! And GIANTX are on his tail. Deadly Flourish equalized, and Jojo's trying to take someone down with him, but he won't. In front of the Atakan spawn, that enables GIANTX to start off this beauty straight away.
You can see Elyoya immediately starts to run up towards his top side, but I think it's more to set up a defensive formation so they can take the Dragon. Jackie's starting to move into position so he can hold on to this tier 2 tower. How far do MKOI want to push in the mid lane?
But getting Atakan is still a big gold injection. In a turret, as you said, the siege starts, but Jackie's is here with ulti available. And so MKOI respect, back off. Bot wave also push into the inner turret. And GIANTX, meanwhile, with 3 grubs, going to get Lot overheated and hitting inner turret itself too.
This is such an insane game.
It is.
GIANTX are playing towards what is their win condition. Constantly attack and overload side lanes, using this Jhin ultimate and Isma ultimate to catch out members of MKOI you can't escape. Whereas for MKOI, all they're thinking is objective, objective, objective. Try and find these windows to get the fights that we want so we can force one big team fight at this Dragon that's going to be up in 2.5 minutes. Ocean Soul is going to be relatively nice as there's already a decent amount of poke that can come through from the likes of Noah and some damage that can come through from Lost, but this is nuts.
It is. It's a nice way to finish the series, I'll tell you that much. When we've had 2 relatively slower early games, and this one, it wasn't the speediest, but it's really enveloped and taken our emotions into a new state. Let's see, caught out Izzy. Well, you're going to find out against the wall, magical journey, or rather cosmic binding. It's difficult when now Lot comes in as well, and Myrwn to escape this, he's just slowed forever. Nature's Grasp is turning into a big fight, and MKOI walking into it with Elyoya. The disengage ulti gives the shove against the wall into Isma. The range big and coming in for a mid lane ulti himself. Jackie revives the fight, turns in, Elyoya flushes away, and somehow GIANTX with numbers mismatched win another damn fight. The disengage meant nothing as MKOI got slaughtered.
GIANTX are playing so well around getting these small picks, pushing mid into collapsing onto Myrwn, trying to shift off of top side, and they find the play that they want. Watch as we come into this. They've already shifted members because they've got push in mid over towards this top side. Lot is able to move over. Isma's getting the slow, and Myrwn can do nothing. This entire time, MKOI are trying to rally as they just come out of base. A phenomenal ult again from Jhin, and sure, you get this disengage, but watch as the TP comes through. Jackie's immediately onto Supa, rips through the AD carry, and Alvaro's doing everything he can, but he's a bloody cow in the middle of a burner. He is going down with the rest of his team.
And I should apologize, disingenuous to say that one was mismatched. The TP first from Jackie's. GIANTX once again getting first of the trade. Alvaro caught. No ulti up. He didn't even get to flash.
These picks are fantastic from GIANTX. This is not easy to find these moments, but they're just pushing in, setting up vision incredibly well, and consistently using these long-range tools to find the picks they need.
It's a GIANTX glacier, this team, in Game 3 against our #1 seed from Spring, our champions. They've put themselves into a 6k gold lead. It was growing before with the gold plays. As Tempered Fate comes in, Nate just grabs. He's going to be a little bit slow. Deadly Fox flushed away from Curtain Call with the range. GX a bit deep under turret, but Jhin gets redeemed. Elyoya's ulti on a cooldown, only a short one as MKOI come to defend. But Dragon's up, 3 seconds into the choke. That's a bad decision from Myrwn reflecting in. Alvaro set up with Myrwn's ulti. Again, steering charge. The Ornn calls the forge. Isma Bob. Meanwhile, Jackie runs into the fight, but his team is getting wattled down. Supa has the right guns for the right job, for the right mission, the right mindset. Jackie's running in, but you can't deal with Supa when he gets to space.
GIANTX mix up the call. Lot had moved to mid to try and push in and take the tower off the wave. MKOI see their moment and they engage. That will be the soul for MKOI.
One more time. Watch the fight, and man, Myrwn's turn.
Alvaro, phenomenal engage. Myrwn with the setup, the Infernum ultimate, huge. Supa's out of this fight. The ultimate from Lot keeps him completely out of the equation. And Jackie tries to do what he can, but after Supa's able to reconvene with the rest of his team, see the front to back they set up. Now Supa working behind the tanks. Jackie tries to do what he can, but it's just not having that real DPS there at the start from Lot makes it difficult in the 4 versus 5 for GIANTX to win it out.
When we talked about draft and when we came into this game, we talked about the front line from MKOI. Because they won that fight, they have an Ocean Soul now as well. The Dragon stacking has paid off. I think importantly though, those tanks that are taking a long time to die, even with the health cutting items from people like Lot and Jackie's, and even Noah, right? They are going to take a little bit longer now.
And it's on the opposite side. Where is the tank?
Yeah.
Isma, sure, Bloodletter's Curse gives you some health, but it's not really doing a huge amount. Same with Rumble. You've got a very squishy Bard in your bottom side as well. MKOI, if they can now use this tempo to set up on towards plays, find fights in chokes, it is going to be difficult for GIANTX to hold on to the position that they had.
We have no business getting such a banger to finish off in week 2 of the regular season of Summer. But here we stand. Baron's up. It's the only look because Elder's up in 4 minutes 30, way too far. I'm looking at sides here, Dagda. I'm looking at Jackie's getting the push in top lane, applying a bit of pressure, enabling vision for GIANTX to control this blue side of the map pit. And you can notice right now, I mean, Isma's just cleared out the last ward. It's quite thin for MKOI. Remembering that GIANTX still have the gold lead, GIANTX still have control. They're just worried about how they face off against MKOI in a 5v5.
MKOI tools to face check, and they want to move in on towards GIANTX here. They're playing pretty fearless. They saw Jackie's on that bottom wave, I think so anyway. So they're just hovering here, slowly but surely going to work their way through mid-wave. Jackie's now showing, means they'll feel much more confident to actually take some of the vision back.
Bloodthirst picked up, by the way, from Supa. Last fight only had 2 items, 2 and a bit. Now, 3rd completed item, shielding, sustain. Noah has himself LDR and IE. 3rd item for Jackie's on the way, but will he get there? That Infinity Edge is 625 gold left remaining. I think he's got it now, Dagda. He's got TP as well, as vision is shared now in the Baron pit.
But crucially, he's also got some great TP wards. One here, another one here, so you can't really... hang on.
Supa, oh my lord, Tempered Fate, good dodge. Cosmic Binding doesn't connect. Supa was almost caught out, maybe burning the flash, but again, Jackie's just couldn't find the angle. He's come in now with his own Infinity Edge. 5 members of GX stacked up with Jhin, a little bit low.
Still, MKOI have to be a little careful. GIANTX get position on towards the Dragon. I was about to say, MKOI would love to start up a Baron. Actually,
remember, he has Ocean Soul. Ulti sent out from super early. Nate's Grass disengaged. Call the Forge God. Jams the ram down Noah's throat. Alvaro set it up, and Elyoya spiked it down. GIANTX caught out. Sent to the ground. Jackie's interrupted. Alvaro! That insane cow has caught them all. Isma now against Myrwn will get burnt down. A bellows breath to burn the fires of the Forge because MKOI have forged their way to a 2-1.
Alvaro finds the moment to dive on towards Noah and bring MKOI back into this. What a fight from MKOI.
Dagda, you're going to have to break this down in more than just words, because GX here, caught by the pants by Alvaro.
Yeah, Noah just takes that step too far forward. Immediately, Alvaro finds that engage. You've got the ultimate from Supa to take him low enough that when when Elyoya gets out of the fight, he's able to set up the kills. On this top side as well, Isma taken out of the equation. Alvaro headbutts in to just catch onto Jackie's ultimate. And MKOI and just punishing Noah for taking one step too far. It's
such a treat watching Jhin versus Alvaro. I think this whole series has showcased why these guys are in the upper echelon, why they're the best supports. Alvaro obviously right now has the title. Jhin has got a high level of respect here, even on the Bard attempts in this game. 11 out of 13 gets an honorable mention.
I was about to say as well, for MKOI, this would have been a very difficult position for you to try and turn on towards Baron. Although you want that kind of big team fight, the position that you had made it really hard, because GIANTX, if they find you in the pit, are very good at locking you down and then using all of these AoE ultimates that we were talking about. The fact that Noah ends up overstepping means MKOI get that, they'll get to push out, and now these picks that GIANTX have been playing off of to find success, kind of that 23 to 26 minute mark, are now just completely out the door.
GIANTX had a 6k gold lead this game. 2,000 is MKOI's advantage over GIANTX at this 29-minute mark right now. Teleport going to be burned. That's a teleport coming in from an Ornn. Myrwn has joined the fight, gets pressure in topside. Magical journey taken. Jhin tempered fate. Gets Supa. Disengaged though. In the back end, they can't get him. Elyoya sends him out with the keeper's verdict. And Alvaro now popping the ult early, but with a redemption in with an equalizer down. Call of the damn god. It's good ult from Jackie, but he just can't operate. He runs back in, but Supa heals it all back up. And Myrwn, we bow, we pray, we say not today. For MKOI fans, they always find a way.
MKOI played that fight perfectly. Supa jumped on. Access denied for GIANTX, and the win denied alongside it.
And in what a way our Spring Kings revive in the series. And they make GIANTX kneel. I look at Myrwn's on, I look at Elyoya's poppy, and I say, boys, we know, along with Alvaro, that our tools are impossible to beat. What sensational performances from our champions.
MKOI played that perfectly. The peel, the fights, the pick from Alvaro towards Noah was that starting point that turned it back in their favor. Incredible stuff.
Just gnarly from MKOI. Rough start to the series, but they scaled, and those fights were just cinema to watch. Key player of the series, Elyoya, Supa, Alvaro. Now, I have to tell you one thing, that Alvaro in that third game, you're going to be skewed. I don't know, I can't even remember how they started, but like, I mean, Supa got killed in lane game 1, game 2. A great recovery from him, to say the least. But the team fighting was nuts. That man on your screen right there, his Ornn was just unbelievably good.
Yeah, I think again, GIANTX finds ways to be in winning positions, but it's just these 1 or 2 mistakes that creep in.
Yeah.
And again, fair play to MKOI for catching us. Again, Alvaro, great engage on towards Noah and that setup. And then even in that last moment where they still try to look for the player towards Supa, there's the disengage. Alvaro headbutts Jojo away, so he can't get the ultimate. You have the Elyoya ultimate to knock away the Bard, so there's no follow-up CC to come through. And then, unfortunately, Lot just TP's way too deep into that fight. Yeah,
a little bit. I mean, look, I was looking at that last fight. We had 4 or 5 of them quite like it, but at that point, you know, Supa spacing, no one can get to him. That front line's so big, we complimented the front line of MKOI, saying how much easier maybe it was to execute, or how hard it was for GIANTX to at least get through it. In the end, an exhausting but a well-deserved victory.